Tonight's show is dedicated to our YouTube Jets community and to one very special person out there. We will cover the normal Jets news tonight, but tonight's show is all about you, the fans of the New York Jets. So let's get fired up.
Rickie New York is about to go live. We've been through hell, but we still survive. So call it now. I want all the smoke. I'm here to give fans a reason to hope. They continue to build, and soon enough, the Jets will be winning. Now let's get fired up.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is having a great 4th of July out there. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. You will always know when we're going live. You'll never miss a show. And while you're here, hit that like button as hard as you can. Tonight, as our nation celebrates its independence, we here at Rickie New York Live will be celebrating episode number 100 of our live stream. We're going to do giveaways for every single caller. I hope everyone's having a really good weekend. I know many of you are out celebrating with your families, as you should be. And listen, make sure every day to ensure the happiness of those who are closest to you. I first started this show to talk about the Jets. I didn't really know what kind of direction I wanted to go in. I'd known for a long time I wanted to do a show. I wasn't really exactly sure what that would look like. The very first video I made years ago was just, some screenshots of players with like my voice talking over it. But then one day I came across the Jake Asman show, and I saw him taking callers. And I knew the minute that I saw that exactly what I wanted the show to be. I called into talk radio for a long time, started out being a caller on Jake's show. And but I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do a show where I could take live calls, connect with other Jets fans, and help you guys to connect with one another. This is a show that talks about the Jets, but really this is a show all about you guys, the amazing community that we have here. And I'm truly honored that so many of you guys talk about me, about my positivity. I'm glad that people think that I'm positive. I'm glad that, I can give some people some encouragement. It really means a lot to me, when people talk about how positive I am.
I just want to be in the room that he's in, because he's going to light up the room. First of all, just with his mentality, he's got this winning mentality, this positive vibe about him, and
it means, and no, Frank Reich wasn't talking about me, but that's how you guys talk about me sometimes, and it makes me feel really good to hear these things. If during the course of the time that you've been watching this show, if I have ever made you smile, made you laugh, picked you up when you were down. That makes all of this worthwhile. And I look forward to every single show that I do. Um, a couple of weeks ago, there was a person in the chat, and he typed, "I appreciate all you content creators. You guys are like therapy for me. You have helped me and picked me up so many times when I was down." And I was engaged in a conversation at the time, and when I read it, it caught me off guard. It was so unexpected, and I actually kind of got a little bit emotional because I just didn't expect it. Uh, because when I think of content creators, I think of, naturally Jake Asman, uh, Nick Shine, Boy Green, Green Bean, Matt O'Leary, Dylan Terriman, Jets Central, Buffalo Jets, Ryan Delaney, Midnight Mike. Like, dude, there's so many different content creators. I can't even begin to name them all. And I'd probably end up leaving somebody out. Each one of them is terrific in their own way and something a little bit different. At one point I was considering changing the name of this show. I was going to change it to Rockin' with the Jets because it is a jet rock and roll themed Jets show. But I decided to leave it. First of all, when you were young, or when I was young anyway, you would buy all the records, the bands that you liked and stuff. But then every so often you would get that live record, is like live in concert. And the live records were awesome because they had all the good songs from all the other records on one record where it was like all their hits. And so the live things were always really cool. And so, when I decided to name the show, it was like Rickie New York. It was going to be the Rickie New York show. It was to begin with. But then I was like, there's the Jake Asman show, the Nick Shine show. Like I don't want to just put show at the end of my name. And I thought about it. I'm like, I'm doing a live show. I'm going to have Rickie New York live, because it's like Kiss Alive, Cheap Trick live, Rickie New York live. And I think it makes it a little bit more personal. It's not just a show you're tuning into, like it's me. So it's a way for me to connect with you. And I like it that way. So I decided to keep it. I've made a lot of friends here. I've connected with a lot of people since the days when I was just a caller. When I used to call into Jake's, it was the very first place that many of you saw me, where a lot of you got to know me. And honestly, I would not be here if it was not for him. Like, I owe Jake Asman a debt that I can never repay. Without him, this probably wouldn't be possible right now. But one of the things that has meant the most to me is knowing I've been able to impact people's lives in a positive way. As I said, I made a lot of friends here. It makes me feel good knowing that I've been able to be there for some of you. Whenever somebody says that I've helped them, it means more than I can even tell you. And a lot of times I do it without realizing it. I do it just because that's how I am. If you've ever seen our Look Back to 2025 video, there's a clip of Chef Kevin Gilbert. And he said, because I was there for him once, he would always have my back. Apparently, a couple of years ago, there was another chatter that was going after him pretty hard in the chat. And I guess I stepped in and diffused the situation and tried to keep the peace. And Chef Kevin said, like, we didn't even really know each other at that time. So it really meant a lot to me that you would do that. And honestly, I had forgotten all about it until he brought it up. But I was glad to hear that I had a positive influence, and because it meant a lot to him, it meant a lot to me. I've reached out to several people, here kind of behind the scenes, whether they were moving or looking for a job or going through, other life issues that were going on, and have tried to lend advice and be there when I can. I always try to help those who have been good to me whenever I can. There was a time when Jay Quest, who is probably one of the fucking funniest people on YouTube, joked with the wrong person, and it quickly got out of hand. And he ended up worried that like a simple misunderstanding could turn into real world consequences. And I think sometimes a lot of us, the way people talk and interact with people, each other online, forget that. Like, sometimes things you do online can have real consequences. But anyway, I DM'd both of them and kind of calmed the situation down. The other person was somebody I'd known on here for a really long time that I considered a friend. And I knew the whole thing was a misunderstanding. I could see both sides of it, but neither one of them could see at the time. And I didn't really think I was doing anything special, anything exceptional, but it really mattered to them, and it mattered to him. And I'm glad that I could help. It's not just about me giving back to the community either, because the community has given a lot to me, a lot. Whether it's just, friendly advice or a person to talk to who will actually listen. You guys have been there for me too. When I was going through one of the very hardest times of my entire life, Nick Shine, who I have never met in person, took donations without me even asking him to, and helped me through a really, really rough time. And I can never begin to repay him for that. Or any of the people who donated in order to help me. I don't know who all the people were, but you know who you are. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Jets fans are the greatest. And the very best among them are right here in our YouTube family. And I'm going to come back to this in a little bit because it means so much to me, as do all of you. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and dive into our normal Jets news. So, this is not the normal Jets news, really. This is different Jets news. This is new Jets news. Boy Green did a show about this morning, and there have been several people amongst the media who have come out with this hot take that the Jets could be a dark horse team this year, that they could actually be competitive and win more than people think. And you know what? That's not the normal news. That is different. Now, listen, we all know how the media are. They come out with these crazy ass takes, and a lot of times they say shit that they know isn't true. But if it turns out to be true, they'll look like a genius because they were the only ones saying it. And I think this is a situation like that. But even so, putting that in perspective, if members of the mainstream media feel like there is actually a possibility that the Jets could be better than everybody thinks, and just in case that happens, they want to put it out there because they want to get the credit as the one that saw it coming. Like, dude, that to me is encouraging, because when is the last time the mainstream media especially thought that this team was going to do anything? And I believe that too. I'm not going to say playoffs. I'm not going to get crazy, but I'll tell you what, I do think this team is going to be a lot more competitive than people think. And I think we're going to win more games than people think. So that is some positive news that I think is a little bit different and encouraging for that matter. Just like after the draft, even people that hate the Jets. Nick Wright, fucking Mike Florio, like people that usually bag on us all the time. We're actually talking about what a great draft we had, and that's different, and that's encouraging. Now, one of the biggest worries for Jets fans right now is still at the kicker position. I think everyone should relax. Banjo is the one coach that I think we know we can trust. And I definitely trust him to get it right. Jason Sanders was a really, really good kicker. He was just hurt last year. But if he returns to form, I think we're going to be just fine. And while that is a concern, I think it's kind of an overblown concern. Like I said, I have faith in Banjo, and I think he'll get that right. Now, the biggest concern of all remains at backup linebacker, as we lack depth behind our starters. Looking at it right now, on paper, it looks like we could be one injury away from a disaster. But I also trust Muji to handle that. If we get to training camp and preseason and they don't have confidence in the guys that are there, I do think they'll bring somebody in. My suggestion to address this as an affordable option for the Jets would be Bobby Okereke. He was teammates with new Jets safety Dane Belton, and both are already accustomed to playing in New York. While Belton patrolled the back end, Okereke was manning the second level of that Giants defense. He brings a veteran experience and depth to a position group that can use both behind Demario Davis and Jamie Sherwood. And although neither him or Belton are penciled in as starters for the Jets, the fact that they're both backups means that they could once again be sharing the field in some sub packages. Their prior experience together means they know each other's habits and tendencies, and they have an established chemistry and a mutual trust between them. And in theory, this should allow them to play faster and be in the right position to make plays due to the fact they know where each other are going to be and how they're going to react as a play unfolds. These are all things that should benefit the Jets and Aaron Glenn's defense. And on a personal level, it's a smooth transition for them because they can avoid the stress of moving and having to relocate and worry about all that and focus on learning their new playbooks and teammates. And speaking individually, he's a productive player who's made the most of his opportunities when they presented themselves. And, he isn't an all-pro talent, but he's a solid player who could probably start for a number of NFL teams. Being a quality depth piece for the Jets will allow him to come in fresh when the defense rotates personnel and enable him to make the most of his snaps. It'll provide much needed insurance behind our starters. And I think that would be a really good, really solid move for the Jets. So that's where I stand on that. With that being said, Thunderlips, Derek, Valerie, Bill, CB, Dano, everybody I see in the chat. Hope all of you, Coach Glick, Charles Gorman. Charles, I saw you back there. If you want to call back in, I'll get you right on. I apologize. I took a little bit long getting through my monologue to start off with. But yes, the lines are open. I'm going to start taking some calls now. Leanie, always good to see you. Yeti, yeah, just, I don't want to start naming everybody by name. Pagan Artie, I'm going to end up missing somebody, and I don't want to miss anybody. But, yeah, man, you guys are awesome. And I really hope that this year turns out to be a good one. You all are so committed and so dedicated and have been through so much, and we all deserve that. Uh, I think we all deserve to win for once. With that, Charles, buddy,
Preach,
how
my
you?
friend. Preach, my friend. I mean, for all those anti-New York Jets people that say we don't deserve to win, go kick rocks, man. If it's okay for you to be happy, we should be happy as well. If you expect us to come into every single season like a negative Nancy, then what are we doing? I mean, yes, we haven't made the playoffs since my junior year of high school. We haven't recorded a winning record since 2015. I understand that. But you got to take in some of the positives with the negatives. And, you know, I understand we've done a lot of bad during this playoff drought. That I'm not denying. We've also done a little bit of good, which I know may be hard to explain to some, but you catch my drift. Now, I just want to start off by saying happy Independence Day to all my fellow Americans, especially Jets fans who are indeed American, whether they born here or other means. Happy 250th anniversary to the greatest nation in the world. I just, funny enough, I just uploaded, not too a few minutes ago, uploaded a video to my channel. You can check that out when you get the chance after you're done
Right
with your
on.
show. But also, speaking of being a YouTuber, I too have to thank Jake Asman because he reignited my interest in being a YouTuber. You know, when I was throughout my high school years and throughout my college years, I had a very big interest in being a YouTuber one day. I started doing YouTube back in 2016, but not many people really paid attention to me nor my content. So that kind of made me kind of rethink things. But after being on the Jake Asman show as long as I've been, it kind of reignited my interest. And in 2023, I became a YouTuber again, and it's been great ever since, man. I mean, I got over 400 subscribers. People are loving my content for the most part. It's really good, man. And being a YouTuber is fun. It's a great way to express yourself, express your fandom, express your thoughts on certain things. And as for you bringing a lot of joy to people's lives, man, I don't blame them for saying you've done a great job because you're a positive person. You try to be a positive person. And we all, first of all, let me make this one thing. We're all not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all go through shit in our lives. We all got problems. But what makes us different from other people is what we choose to do with ourselves, how we pick ourselves up and so forth. You try to be negative. I try to be you try to be positive. I'm sorry. You try to be positive for the most part. I try to be positive for the most part. And that's what we got to be, man. That's what we got to be, man. We can't always be negative, you know. That does way bad for our mental health and our physical health as well. So
Right. And even though, things can be bad sometimes, they get better. Bad times don't last forever. And I do try to be positive. And, in full transparency, I think Rickie New York in many ways is like my alter ego. It's really kind of a Jekyll and Hyde story.
I understand that,
The positive
man.
Rickie New York you see on screen is very opposite and contradictory to the negative Rickie New York that walks around the house most of the time. And however, I'm working hard to try to change that as well. And
Hey, man, that's all we can ask for, man.
I've got to add this guy. This guy's having a blast over here holding this.
Oh,
little
look at the cutie! Look at the cute little girl he's got on his arms.
Oh my god!
Is that your daughter, dude?
No.
Those are the best days. When my daughter was that age, was absolutely the happiest times of my entire life. That's like when me and her were best friends. We would get everything together.
Is that your niece on your lips?
No, it's my my wife's sister's kid.
Oh, you're okay. That's cool. Your niece.
Yeah. So they're visiting from New York. So.
Hey, Derek.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Derek, buddy.
So we're just having fun, man. On 4th of July, man. I just wanted to call on Rickie and say what's up. But yeah, all my kids are older, man. Like this is.
You know what?
I love it. It's my favorite.
Being that I know you like to have a cold one here and there, Thunderlips, I was probably going to send you something anyway, even if you hadn't called in, because I now have the Rickuzi, the Rickie New York Live Jets koozie for your beers. So,
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, I think he's. Yeah, I think
I
that's
will.
awesome,
I'll
dude.
definitely send you one of those, and all credit goes to Addison for the name because he's actually the one that came up with the name for that. But I like
Hell
it, the
yeah.
Raccoonzy, and
Oh yeah.
I have some very fond memories involving jacuzzis, so I really like that name.
Yeah. Don't share right now.
No, you
Yeah.
know what? That's a special one, and I'm going to keep that just for me. But
So
yeah,
we're all chilling over here. We cooked I cooked cornbread, some barbecue chicken, hot dogs and burgers and shit like that, you know. And then we're gonna light up fireworks later and stuff. So
Don't
right
burn
on.
your
Right
fingers
on.
off.
Make sure to DM me on Discord and give me a mailing address for you so I can send you something out, Thunderlips. And
You know-
Charles, the same thing to you. The stuff I gave you before, I just kind of sent through Jake, and Jake's been really good about that. You know, he's managed to get stuff to Craig and Sarah for me, so I don't have to pay postage to Australia. Thank God. But I'm trying not to use Jake and Nick as my personal post office. I'm trying to mail stuff directly these days. So, yeah, you guys shoot me your address so I can get that stuff out to you.
hell yeah, dude. I mean, when I think last year when I first came on and I knew that you were a Florida State fan, when I had a Jermaine Johnson's rookie card, it was like a 1 out of 5, and I sent that shit to Jake, and I was like, yeah, you could give it to Ricky or whatever, blah blah, and I think he raffled it off when they had a meetup and stuff like that. But like, I didn't know, like, just to send it to like people like right away when I first like came on the show, you know what I mean? Like, because I didn't like know you guys. Like, does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. No. That perfectly makes sense.
Yeah.
And
I felt weird like asking for like, oh, what's your blah blah blah, you know what I mean? Like, before I got to like know everybody and like realize everyone's normal fucking people, you know.
I mean, the word normal probably very loosely used, but yes.
Right.
But right on, man. Yeah, definitely. And dude, that's all good. You know, I've had I think ISU sent me a cool hat that was like a ACC champion hat from that year when we won the ACC championship when Jordan Travis got hurt, unfortunately.
Oh.
And hey, man, you can't blame the Jets for taking a swing on him. If he had ever fully recovered, that could have been a steal. It just didn't work out that way.
Right.
You know, I know that probably nobody was more torn up about it than he was. Dude, I'll tell you what, I'm still a Jordan Travis fan. He's an awesome dude, and I'm going to keep trying. I want to try to get him to come on this show. I would love to have him.
So, who
I
was
love that
your favorite Florida State quarterback that was not Charlie Ward?
Ooh, good question.
Jordan Travis.
I will definitely go in the pool in a second.
Definitely Jordan Travis. Not only for the player he was, but for the person he was too.
I thought
What about
Jordan
Geno
Travis
Smith?
was
Did
going to
you
be
like
our
him?
future.
Oh yeah, dude, I love Jameis. Jameis was awesome. I really liked DeAndre Francois when he was there. You know, there's been a few guys over the years, but dude, I honestly, I got to say, Jordan Travis is probably my favorite Florida State quarterback of all time. And I know that probably sounds crazy to say, but dude, he's like Curtis Martin. He's just like such a high character dude.
Wasn't Chris Winkie a quarterback for y'all?
Yep. Chris Winkie, Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson went to the Super Bowl, did he not?
Yes,
Yep,
he
won
did.
it.
He won one with the Bucs. Yeah, he was a good
Orange
quarterback.
set.
Yep.
EJ Manuel.
EJ Manuel. That's another one.
AJ Manuel sucked, bro. Like, so
Yeah.
In the pros, yeah.
I was glad the Bills drafted him though.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Would the
they were-
Jets linked him in the draft back in 2013?
yeah, something he was
Dude.
linked to us, but the Bills took a swing on him in the first round, thankfully.
EJ Manuel freaking Bills were just so weird.
I thought Jordan Travis was our future quarterback. It sucks that he couldn't, because Florida State was a wreck until he he carried that team to an undefeated record, then they still left Florida State out of the playoffs. I legit thought
Dude,
Jordan
that
Travis.
like that pissed me off so bad, and
It sucks.
there were a lot of people, on Jake's show, and like even Jake was like, "Oh, I understand why they did it," and I understand why they did it because of ratings and shit. But dude, if the Jets were to have an undefeated season, and they went, "Oh, but your quarterback got hurt, you're sorry, we're going to leave you out of the playoffs," dude, Jake would have lost his mind. If that would have happened to the Jets, everybody that said it was okay for Florida State would have lost their fucking mind. There's no way that you should have an undefeated season and not have a playoff game.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's stupid.
I legit think Jordan Travis was our guy.
Gentlemen, I don't have a phone protector. I'm not going to jump in the pool because I'm not retarded. But I gotta go in. Say go Jets. Give me a Jets chant. Jets, Jets, Jets. Oh yeah, my son actually did it. Let's go, Jordan Lorenzo in the house.
T-Lips, before you go, are you going to Nashville, brother?
Yes, I am.
I cannot wait to meet you, my friend. I hope you have a happy 4th.
You too, brother. So yeah, just me and my oldest are going. My the 21-year-old. So
all right.
The kids that I live with are not going because of school and shit like that. They can't miss. They're both in travel baseball, so they can't miss. It sucks. I mean, but I'm gonna be in the October one, but I'll definitely be. Why? All right, but yes, I'll be in Nashville. But all right, brother.
Well,
Rickie,
dude,
have fun. Derek,
yeah, man.
Charles Gorman,
love you,
enjoy
brother.
the air fryer. Still, it's been over a year. I'm still gonna mention it because I love you. And he's not paying attention. He's off gooning off in the corner.
Dude, yeah,
right.
and enjoy the family, man.
Yes.
Cherish every moment with your loved ones. Have a great weekend.
Oh yeah,
man.
100%. I hear Taylor Swift, and I enjoy it. I don't give a fuck. Later, guys.
See you, buddy.
Right on.
Thunderlips,
awesome,
man.
Dude. That's good stuff.
Hell yeah! I cannot wait to meet him in Nashville.
Family is everything, man. There's nothing better than having somebody there that means everything to you, that you can do everything for, that does everything.
Is that a Santana Moss jersey, or is that one of the current Jets, Derek?
Cooper.
Oh, Cooper. Mark Cooper Jr.
Yeah, I won this on one of Jake's raffles.
Oh shit! You got a Coke too, huh? Right on.
All right, Beast. Beast, how are we today?
I just have had a couple Fagos, a few hot dogs. Didn't get much sleep.
Did you go to your party yet, Beast?
That's probably gonna start at 9.
Oh, nice.
Which means I'll be drinking plenty of these, and I'll be drinking some seltzer water.
Heck yeah, my man. Heck yeah.
Well, beer's not the thing for me anymore. Nah, been there, done that. Don't need it. Don't want it.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, what are your plans for the 4th of July, Beast?
Well, we're doing a metal show, and then we're gonna have a little barbecue, and then that's it. And then tomorrow it's back to BTB, back to basics. Right
on. Beast, I'm gonna pop you in the back for just a sec because I'm gonna bring another caller on, and thank you for that. I'm a little bit nervous to have the two of you on the screen at the same time.
No, you shouldn't have done that. I want the smoke. How are you, boys?
We're
I'm
trying to keep tonight's show positive. This is
I got you. We didn't do a show tonight because we didn't think anybody would be around, but I was really excited.
Jets, I want to show you something, buddy.
So,
I got this, my friend.
Oh, what'd you think? Have you started it?
Not yet, but I plan on doing so.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about it with you.
Oh, did you ever? Swamp Thing's a really good character, so I can't fucking wait.
Oh yeah, I got in trouble on my birthday for buying his first appearance.
Oh, really?
Why did you get in trouble for buying his first appearance on your birthday? It's your birthday, dude.
Because on my birthday it was our fan expo, and I bought Daredevil #1 signed by Stan Lee and the first appearance of Swamp Thing. And let's just say that I did not discuss it with anybody, and I won't do that again.
That's understandable. That's definitely understandable.
But anyways, I
Yes,
actually really
sir.
just came on to tell everybody happy 4th. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Val, Leany, all you guys, Sir Luca, all you guys, all my people, Derek, good to see all you guys.
You too,
Just
brother.
real quick, like I said, I got to work tonight, so I'm not going to be doing much. But just happy
Yeah, I
4th.
hear you.
Go Team USA on Monday.
Yes, sir.
That's about where I'm at, man. Charles, though, let me know when you get through that first Swamp Thing, brother. I can't. You're going to be like, holy shit, this is good.
I can't wait for it, my man. I can't wait for it.
Yeah. So that said, has anybody got anything for me?
Dude, just have an amazing 4th with your family. Family is everything. So,
And I'm even gonna say, I hope Beast has a happy 4th.
yeah, that's
What a
where I'm
guy.
at today. That's awesome, man.
We're all Americans, so happy 4th to everybody unequivocally. So that said, boys, I'm gonna bounce, but just want to
Right
jump in
on.
really quick.
And thank you for stopping by for
Always a pleasure, like I say.
episode number 100. So
It always makes me happy to see that you're live, dude. For some reason, you weren't showing up in my feed, and I've been subscribed since episode 1. And as soon as I searched you, now you pop up all the time. So I don't know how
Awesome.
YouTube works, but now
Well,
you're
Well,
back.
you know what?
I've been-
That's that might be a good tip. If anybody out there is subscribed and you don't see the shows popping up in your feed, try searching my name, and then
Yeah,
maybe
it was-
that's correct for you.
Because that was the
There'll
thing
be
when you
a-
messaged me, we were talking about other stuff. I said, why haven't I seen him doing shows? And then as soon as I searched it, boom. So happy 4th, guys. Be safe. Let's not start any fires. And I will see you guys, I think, Monday night. I think we're doing a show. I don't know. I just work there.
Right on, brother.
Later, guys.
It's
All
good
right,
seeing you,
I'll
bud.
definitely try to pop in for sure.
Hell yeah.
That's
Shout out,
awesome.
Maddie.
And okay, we got the soda can up in front of the camera. But you know what? That's awesome. There's been kind of a small
Let me
ongoing.
get going too, Ricky. Have
war.
fun with your show. God bless you guys.
Right
God
on,
bless
right
you,
on.
Charles.
Make sure to send me your mailing address, Charles, so I can get you out some swag. And he's gone. But yeah, that was awesome. Maddie even wishing Beast a happy 4th. I did not see coming, but you know what? That's awesome. That is a testament to Rickie New York Live. The fact that I can get the two of them to put down
Put
the
their swords
pitchforks
down.
for a minute
Yeah.
and actually coexist. That's great.
Heck yeah.
But dude, I mean, honestly, life is too short, and living with regret is probably one of the worst things. We're all going to screw up. We're all going to do things wrong. Having the opportunity to be able to make those things right is everything, and you don't always get that opportunity. Like I said, this is the rock and roll theme Jets show, so it's ironically the person I dedicated to this show to is a big Cinderella fan, so it's like that song, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And I would encourage everybody, take care of what you've got now. Don't wait until it's late. Don't wait until it's gone. Take care of your family, take care of your loved ones. But dude, yeah, that's what it's all about. Everybody being there for one another. We're all going to be down at times, and sometimes all you need is just somebody to be there and pick you up. And I never would have cast myself in that light. For whatever reason, I just say the things I say and do the things I do, and not to belittle it in any way, but I'm not thinking about it when I do it. I'm just me, and to hear so many people think that that's positive and to get something, positive out of it is awesome. I'm glad I can do that for people.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know what I really expected when I started the Rickie New York Live show. Like I said, I knew I wanted to do a Jets show for years. And when I first did one, it was the Rickie New York show. And my first video was a breakdown of draft pick Calvin Pryor. Like, that's how long ago this was.
Calvin.
And like I said, it was just a couple still photos of him with me reciting stats and facts over the top of it. And it wasn't nothing to blow your skirt up. Fucking, it was very simple and very plain. But I mean, there wasn't really like Jets YouTube back in, I think that was like 2011 or 12, or it was a while ago. Anyways, then I think that was 11. Anyways, point being, like, it didn't get a lot of views. It didn't really pick up traction. And so I just never really made, other videos. I just kind of let it die on the vine, so to speak. And then years later, I've been on X for years and years and years. And one day I'm looking at Twitter, whatever, and I came across like Jet Central, and he was like, check out my newest video. And so I clicked on it. I was like, oh, I wonder what this is. And it was just him like sitting in his car talking about like free agency or something. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then I saw, like, I think either Jake commented about his video or he commented to Jake or something. So I clicked on Jake to see what that was, and found his show. And dude, as soon as I watched Jake's show and they got to the call-in part, I was like, oh shit, that's what I want to do. Like, I had no idea how to do it at all. And I'm really, really bad with the computer. People that have been here from the beginning will know that, because my internet was atrocious.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I didn't know what in the hell was going on. I was like, I can plug in directly to the fucking router and it still fucks up. I'm looking at my computer. It says that I've got a good, strong signal, but I don't. Like, what is going on? And then finally I had a guy come over here and he's like, first of all, your computer really isn't strong enough. Like, you could stream a movie, but trying to broadcast like what you're doing, you need more memory, you need more everything. And he was like, your other problem is this computer you're using's got a bad processor, dude. Like, fucking, that's the reason that, you can plug directly into the router and it still doesn't work. Like you just need a new computer, period. And I was like, Intel processor my ass, but that's why. And dude, I tried everything. I mean, I tried using my phone as a hotspot. I tried, bought an extender. I mean, I did everything. Plugged directly into the router. And plugged directly into the router, you should never have a problem. But I did.
Yeah.
And until that guy came over and told me the processor in my laptop was bad. And he was like, honestly, after testing it, he's like, I'm surprised this thing's even still working. And lo and behold, I bought a more expensive laptop and invested the money, and it's been beautiful ever since, and best investment I ever made. He's back live from the pool.
Yay!
Awesome.
Jets, let's go. Heck yeah.
Oh.
Let's go.
That's awesome, man.
That's the Jets community right there, baby.
Dude, that's great, man. I love seeing that. I wish I was out in the pool with my wife and kids right now. Unfortunately, my wife is gone. My daughter is. I'm not sure where she is. She's not here. She's. I think she's got a friend in town from Fort Myers or something, and they were going out for a while tonight, probably to watch fireworks, whatever. But I mean, my daughter does live right next door, so I get to, like, literally, her door is probably 60 feet from my front door. So, she is close, and I see her a good deal, which is nice. Before she moved in next door, I would go long periods of time without seeing her. And not always the best about returning calls back and forth, either of us. But dude, it's awesome now that she's here. And yeah, man, family's the most important of all, you know. And you guys are like family, you know. I've got my family at home, and then I've got my Jets family online. And I may not be able to spend the night with them, but I can spend my night with all of you guys. So that's awesome. And like I said, man, the community means so much to me. Members of this community have done so much for me. I just want more than anything to be able to give something back. And whether it is some random piece of knowledge that I probably wasn't aware that I had that I can share, or whether it's positivity, like I said, brightening up somebody's day when they're down, which, God, like, if you were to ask me, like, what do you think the impact is of you talking to people online and the things you say to people? I don't know, man. Like, you know, really good draft information or prospect breakdowns. Like, I wouldn't expect it. My answer probably wouldn't be like, when people are going through tough times or they're depressed, I'm able to lift them up and make them feel better about themselves and their situations and help them to keep going. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like I said, I don't look at myself in that kind of light. Like, that's not the first thing that I think, but you know, obviously a lot of people feel differently, and I'm glad. You know, I can't tell you how much that means when people say things like that. It every time, dude, every single time it blows me away, just like it was the very first time it happened. Like it just floors me. I'm like, wow. But it makes me feel good too. Like really.
It should.
You know, and I you know, the job just ended. There's been some other things going on. Like, I've been going through stuff like everybody does. You know, everybody has stuff going on. You know, some worse than others. But during this time, over the last couple of weeks, like, this community has really lifted me up and done that for me. And you know, a couple of weeks ago, you were here for this, so you know this already. I did a show, and right before the show, I was like trying to convince myself not to cancel it. I just was not in a good frame of mind at all. I just didn't feel like I should be on camera at that particular time. And at any rate, I went ahead and did the show, and I was thinking, if anything, you know, maybe it can take my mind off of things. And dude, like, as soon as the show started, you know, I started doing my monologue and talking about our draft picks and how they fit in the team, what we should expect from them. And like, I got going, and I just like kept going and going. And like, before I knew it, I was kind of like in that zone where, you know, I'm in my element, and you know, like, I never really have to research for a show, because, you know, I watch a million shows a day. They all talk about the same thing. There's only so much Jets news. But I do try to like look at it from a different perspective than maybe other people are, and offer something a little bit different. But dude, like, I got to talking, and it took my mind off of things. I'm like talking, and then people started calling in, and for whatever reason, a lot of people called in that night, and you know, the show went. We're sitting there, and it was like 1:45 in the morning, or no, 1:45 in the morning or something. And all of a sudden, Dave Briga calls in, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, why is he up at 1 in the morning?" And he joined us and ended up staying for like 45 minutes. But dude, that show was 6 hours and 40 minutes, and it went till 2 a.m. It was by far the longest show that I've ever had.
This is fun.
And but man, I was so depressed, and you know, that was the night the guy told me that us content creators are therapy, and that I've helped him so many times. And dude, it blew me away. Like it was nuts. Coach Blick, man, how you doing?
What up, Coach?
What's up, fellas? Happy 4th.
Happy 4th, my friend. Good to see you, man. How are we today?
I'm doing wonderful, although I do see the world through Jets lenses. So
Right.
it brings an overwhelming positivity
Let's
to my life.
go.
Good.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
Love the backdrop.
Awesome.
Love it.
I also have my glasses aren't Jets glasses, but I do got like some Oakley crankshafts that have the green lenses, so I do still have Jets colored lenses that I look through.
Whenever I bring the sunglasses to a game, it winds up being rainy, and I wear them around my neck. Whenever I leave them in my hotel room, it winds up being so sunny. So you all have to let me know for Tennessee what weather you want. I think we're all sitting in the blazing hot sun, so I think I should bring them. So it's slightly overcast and cool.
I'm probably the wrong person to ask because I was just thinking, God, that sounds like my luck. And whenever I try to outsmart luck and I try to go, okay, I'm going to do reverse psychology and I'm going to do this because I know it'll be the opposite. It doesn't. Like it knows what I'm doing. It sees my moves ahead of time and it outsmarts me every time. Like, so I just keep trying and doing what I normally do. And yeah, weather doesn't, dude, I live in Florida, so weather never cooperates usually.
If you don't like the weather in Florida, wait 5 minutes. That's the say.
Yeah. It really did. This is no lie either. Now, I haven't seen this in a long time, but when I was a teenager and like in my 20s, I used to see it all the time. There would be a time like I would wake up, I'm sitting in my room, I'm looking out the window at the front yard. It's bright, sunny, like looks okay. And I'd get up and I'd go into the kitchen to get a drink. And as I walk over by the sink and I'm reaching up to get a glass, I'm looking out the kitchen window into the backyard and it's fucking raining. And I'm like, holy shit. And then I go back to my room and it's still sunny in the front yard. So it's sunny in my front yard, raining in my backyard. And the rain line is like a line down the middle of our roof. Like it was the most bizarre friggin' thing. But
Rickie, you know the weather outside your house may vary, but when you're online, it's pure sunshine, my friend. And I appreciate you. And to the 100 shows that you put in the work and that you show up to pull the community together, this isn't about the rest of the people who got you here. This is about you and consistency and being here, sharing your thoughts, being vulnerable, allowing folks to come together and do this. So I felt the need to come on, say thank you for myself, and I'm sure many other people who don't type it in the chat who appreciate it. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you, dude.
Thank you, man. That really does mean the world to me. And I'm doing the best I can right now. And there's a small part of me that thinks like, God, if only I could have put this same positivity and energy, into one particular person that I should have a lot sooner. But, I'm trying not to dwell on the past. All I can handle is what's going on right now and what comes next. And that's what I'm trying to focus on. But dude, thank you so much for saying that, man. It really means the world for me to hear that from you guys. And like I said, yeah, you guys have helped me a lot too. And I just like to be able to give back, whether it's some friendly advice or words of encouragement, or even if it's just a Rickie New York shirt, and who knows, maybe one day you're at work and you're having a bad day or something, and you look down and look at that shirt and you go, it's not always going to be bad forever. Like, Oh God, this sounds so corny. What would Rickie New York do? That sounds so fucking corny.
Let it out, dude.
but-
And here's the other thing about living with regret. Like, unless Derek, do you have a time machine behind you in that room? Because I don't behind me. There's nothing over there. It doesn't help you today or tomorrow to bring any of that baggage. And if you are the guy you are today and you try to improve for 5 minutes from now and tomorrow, that's what you can control. And if you put your focus onto that, that's your vibe. So when I hear you say you can question that, I'll just repeat back to you, like, don't let that impact in a negative way. Let it fuel you to do your thing moving forward, right? That's all you can do.
Yes, sir.
Right. And I think it more so than I think like guilt over the mistakes that I made was the fact that I didn't realize I was making them at the time. It's the fact that I somehow did not see what was going on around me. I allowed myself to think things were okay when really they weren't. And that was the part that bothered me. I was like, now in hindsight, it's all really obvious. And I'm like, how did I not see this? And that's what bothered me. But I've kind of gotten to the core of why I didn't see it. And, making sure that I don't continue that in the future, which I haven't been. And there have been a lot of good conversations across the last couple of weeks. And, I think things are moving in a positive direction. And so, like I said, all I can do is work on now on what happens next. And, hopefully what comes next is what's best for everybody. So.
Before I jump off, because I got West Coast dinner, here's the thought that relates to the Jets based on exactly the same topic for the two of you. Based on making mistakes in life, right? Like that's what we're talking about, and learning from them. Because really in life, when you make a mistake, those moments resonate in your brain. They like leave an impact. They leave this moment in time to dwell on, to obsess about, to reflect on, or to empower you, like to go, ooh, I learned this lesson. And then you start telling people in your life, like, don't make this mistake, right? I made it. Everyone does that. So Aaron Glenn made lots of mistakes last year. First year, giving him some grace. Is he coming out like, hey, I made so many mistakes. You know how smart I'm going to be or how good I will be this year due to the reflection I did in the offseason, due to the stumbles I had. So what do you two think? How is he going to do this year as a bounce back from some of the missteps or mistakes that he can learn from?
I'll let you take
Listen,
Ricky.
I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
I think it's really hard to learn on a job. Say you're a construction worker, say you're roofing a house. I think to your point earlier, I taught myself at a young age, there's a beauty in mistakes. Everyone's going to make them. It's how you learn from those mistakes. And I think AG had probably a lot of self-reflection in this off season, and I don't think with as bad as historically bad we were last year, I don't think that there's any way, shape, or form that AG's not going to come out, because he knows his job's on the line. He knows that he has to perform and show up for this team. But me and Ricky elaborated on this topic like multiple times on my call-ins. I feel like there's a different energy around the building. I love every single offseason move Muji's made. He's probably one of the best GMs that I can recall in the longest time. And just to hear the Jets players go to the podium in the offseason, like watching Flight 26 was like a big game changer for me. There's not any player in the room that's saying anything bad about him. So I feel like as a fan, even objectively, subjectively, I don't think it matters. I love hearing our players come to the podium and standing up for this guy. And at the end of the day, you got to win games, but I think he's going to, man. And I think that he's going to rectify, it's like to my prior point, like you learned on the job. He learned on the job. He knows all the mistakes he made. Yeah, you got to win games, but I think this team and the position that Muji has put us in, even if AG fails, Muji has us 3 first-round draft picks for next year. We got 3 first-rounders this year. So those are, if you get drafted in the first round, you get a fifth-year option. So we got all this influx of young talent with veteran leadership that we definitely didn't have last year. And I feel a lot more confident about the staff that AG's built around him. Definitely trust Chris Banjo. I love Frank Reich. Bill Musgrave's worked with multiple Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And Geno, he had this misstep, but as long as he's not suspended, I'm going to hope that he can learn from those mistakes too. It's just like any lesson in life. It's like, I think that with the position that we're in, with Muji's put us in, I'm rooting for AG. Don't want him to fail, but if he does, I feel like the future for the Jets is very bright coming up into next year with 3 first-round draft picks. We're going to be able to command the draft. If we need to trade up, I really don't want to, but no matter how the season goes, I just think that we're really positioned in a very good place. And we have a Minka Fitzpatrick, we have a Demario Davis, we have a Onyemata, we have Joseph Asai, we have Kingsley and Ekbari. We have one of the best defensive rotational fronts that I've seen in quite some time. And I think on Sunday, September 13th, whenever me and you will be there in Nashville, I think we're going to see it on the field. And my only concern probably at this point in time would be linebacker and kicker. But I believe in Jason Sanders. I believe in Chris Banjo. And once the pads come on here in about 3 weeks, July 28th, I believe rookies report July 25th. I think about 3 days prior, usually the rookies come in. Mm-hmm. I think there might be a couple players that come in off the waiver wire. I just feel like with the way that we're positioned right now, I really don't see a lot of room for reason to not be optimistic, at least. And we're going to find out very quickly week 1, because I've done some digging into the Titans roster, and I think we match up very good against them. And I think the first 2 quarters is going to define a lot about how we feel about Frank Reich and his ability to call an offense. After the first half of that game, no matter how it goes, win or lose, I do think we win when we're there in Nashville. But I think that you're not going to be able to load the box against Breece Hall, which is all any NFL team had to do last year, especially when Garrett Wilson went down, because Mason Taylor was our leading pass catcher and yard getter after Garrett Wilson went down. We never got to see this offense with the Nadine Mitchell and Garrett Wilson, both who can definitely split the defense with Omar Cooper. So I think that we're in a really good position. And until we start losing games, I can't find it in me to be very negative on this roster or the team or the staff that AG's built around him.
I'm right there with you with my toxic positivity. I think we're starting 3-0. And fellas, I got to run, and I appreciate the moments with you all.
You
Coach,
too.
If
Happy
you're
4th.
on Discord, shoot me your mailing address so I can get something out for you.
Sounds awesome. Stay
Thanks,
safe
Coach.
out there. Fireworks in the background. Love it.
Yeah. The neighbors are going to it. I didn't know if you guys could hear that or not.
Get at
Yeah,
it.
too.
Coach.
See ya.
Take care, Coach. Always a pleasure. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys could hear the fireworks, but yeah, a few minutes ago they'd started up and they're going. At any rate, everything you just said.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Poetic justice.
I do think that AG has learned from his mistakes. Look, I don't think he's going to be perfect, but I think he's going to be a lot better than last year. And, I forget what show I was watching at the time, but somebody said, we could do like the Commanders did when they got Jaden Daniels,
Right.
Went to the playoffs that year. And I thought about it and I was like, no, we're not going to do what they did, because what they did, they got their quarterback and they made a splash, but now, they've kind of regressed since then. And you know what? It's because they added the quarterback, but since adding said quarterback, they've lost a lot of people. And, they're in a situation it's different than the Jets, but because they do have their quarterback now. But, dude, they had Terry McLaurin and then suspect besides him, similar to how we had and not anything proven otherwise. But dude, the thing is like they didn't rebuild the team. They did the old Jets way, and they just tried to add a few pieces here and there, and then they thought that getting a quarterback would be their savior and save them. And they had a pretty good year initially, but dude, you know what? That's why I am not so fast to crown these guys as the second coming, because CJ Stroud was the best thing ever his rookie year. And then the next year, not so much. The same thing has happened with Jaden Daniels. And, dude, not for nothing, but, Jaden Daniels and Jordan Travis played each other in back-to-back years. And Jordan Travis outplayed him both times. They lost both times. The second time I was actually there in Orlando and got to watch it in person. And, Keon Coleman's first game as, Florida State, and he had 3 touchdowns, 100 and something yards. And, this is a great story too. And then Jaheim Bell had a rushing and a catching touchdown at the end of that game to put it away. And he ended up getting drafted by the Patriots. Coleman naturally went to the Bills. And Travis was a Jet. But, dude, there was somebody in the chat one day on Jake's show arguing with me, and we were talking about receivers. They were talking about Brian Thomas Jr., and the guy was like, "Oh, Brian Thomas Jr. had a good day against Florida State, though. He had 100 and something yards." And I was like, "Dude, did you must have just like looked that stat up and not actually watched that game, because through like 58 and a half minutes of that game, he had like 2 catches for 13 yards or something. Like he did jack shit. And then with like 54 seconds to go or something, because our backups were out there and the game was a blowout, he ended up catching like a little short dump off pass and taking it like 92 yards for a score. And that's where his 100 and something yards came from. It was a 92-yard catch in garbage time. Yeah, that meant nothing. And that's the way that stats can be so misleading. But yeah, like it was ridiculous. But yeah, at any rate, my point being is a lot of these quarterbacks, be it CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels, whoever, they come into the league and they blow people away the first year, but after teams have a full year of tape to watch them and learn their tendencies and see their strengths and weaknesses, that's why it's called the sophomore slump. And that's why the second year is rougher. Cisco!
What's up?
What's up, buddy? Let's go club. Yeah, to your point, Ricky, I love that you said that. And I feel like that this is one of the years that, like, we have that offensive line. Like, we have every tool that we need. And historically, if you look through Frank Reich's offense, he's almost traditionally top 15. We haven't seen a top 15 offense in, 18?
Forever.
Yeah. We're the first team since 1970 to finish in the top 10 total offense. And I just think that when you look at the weapons and the staff, I think that we're really going to sneak up on some people. Because I guarantee you that people have us circled on their okay, so the NFL schedule comes out in May. They're like, okay, Jets, that's a W. I don't think that's going to be the case this year.
I don't either. I agree with you that a lot of people probably think that. They probably see Jets on their schedule and think that's a win. And I got news for them, man. Like, I don't think that's the way it's going to go down.
Surprise, motherfucker.
James Stokes. Yeah, Breece Hall had over 1,000 yards, and like teams were loading the NFL box against him, man. When you look at the top 10 leading rushers, like Jets history, Breece Hall's up there, 177 yards, 170 yards, and like most yards in a single game. And we have Olu Fashanu, we have Armand Membu. O-line depth might be a concern, but I think this is one of the deepest offensive lines that we've had in quite some time. And I firmly believe that when we line up against the Titans week 1, that it's going to show up on the field. And I cannot wait to be there for it.
Has only had competent quarterback with A-Rod. That was it.
True.
So
Yeah,
reach a
and
full
even that was a little bit weird at times. Like when we got into that weird part of that season where Garrett was running wide open and he was like trying to force slants to Devontae. It was so aggravating.
It was so annoying. I remember I'd have some of my Chiefs friends come over, and I'm like, dude, I cannot sit here and watch just Aaron Rodgers. And I love Aaron Rodgers. Like, he was the 24th best passing offense in the NFL. Like, and all he did was force feed Devontae Adams. And I'm sitting there watching the game on Sunday, and Garrett's running wide open, and he's just throwing to Devontae. It's one of the most frustrating things. I love Aaron. I'm not trying to talk ill.
Listen,
of Aaron.
he's a great player. He's probably one of the best throwers of the football that I've ever watched in my entire life. However, dude, just all his talk and the fact that, both him and Devontae, swore they were here to turn this thing around. Devontae gave his big speech about locker room morale when he got here. And Aaron Rodgers said the Super Bowl trophy looks lonely. But as soon as the team parted ways with both of them, the first thing they both did was start taking shots at the fucking team.
But at the same time,
it's fucking.
Wasn't it toxic? I mean, Aaron Glenn was like, flew him in, and like 15 minutes into the conversation is like,
we're moving on.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah,
I don't need you behind my back talking. Like
Aaron
I'm sorry, but you don't treat a guy like that.
No.
But you know what? First of all, he didn't have to fly across the country. He was in the state for a golf tournament, so he didn't really have to fly.
It could have been handled in the phone call.
Aaron Rodgers said himself that he doesn't want to get fired over text or fucking phone. If you're going to do it, be a man and do it face to face. And then they did exactly what he said he wanted to happen, and he didn't like it. And by his own account of Aaron Rodgers telling the story, he said that they were talking, and Aaron Glenn said, I want to know if you're really interested in being a part of this team. And Aaron, and he kind of puts his hands together and he says, and I said, yeah, I could be interested. And he looked at me and he said, took a minute, and then he said, you know what, we're going to go in a different way. And I'm thinking, he did that based on your answer. Like, if you would have said, yes, I'm absolutely committed, it would have been done. But
I don't think so.
You're sitting there,
if you look at the way Aaron Glenn was behaving, he was, we're not going to be like Robert Saleh. We're going to coach people up. Remember that? Come on. The bravado that Glenn had was, I got the biggest dick in the room.
I'm
bummed. The bravado.
I'm bummed because Aaron Rodgers.
But
sorry, go ahead,
Ricky. I don't think that Aaron Glenn was doing that in the way that, like, my shit don't stink, fucking so all of you. Like, I think that he came in being really confident in his ability. I think that he looked at the personnel that he thought he had on this roster based on what he saw on tape, because that's all he knew when he got here. He didn't know these guys' character. He had never seen in person how they act when things start going wrong. And I think a lot of it, as guys started to quit on him and things came apart, I think he was really fucking shocked, because guys that he thought were going to be leaders on this team, guys that he named captain, were the first fucking guys to quit, like the Williams brothers.
Yeah.
And I think it humbled him a lot. But, I think when he came in and said, we're going to win now, I think he really believed that. And I think, I know, being a Jet himself, in his heart of hearts, he wanted that. And I think he overestimated and overvalued a lot of the personnel on this team. I think he overestimated and overvalued his own ability to coach guys up, because he kept guys like Tony Adams that should have been gone. And, I know he thought he could get something out of him, but good Lord, this last year, it was like he was trying too hard, and just, it played even worse. Like, there was that one play where AV would have had a fucking for sure interception. I mean, it was coming right down in his hands, and Adams comes from all across the field and slams into it, trying to be greedy and get it himself. And there were a couple of blown opportunities for picks like that. But watching Adams like run into his own guys and constantly be in the wrong spot, like he should have never been retained. Like, listen, man, Glenn made mistakes. I will never fucking deny that. But I think that everything he did and everything he said came from a place of good intention. I think that he misjudged Justin Fields and his ability to get something out of him. Horribly bad. That being said, I don't think anybody, not Aaron Glenn, not any of the coaches, players, or any of us would have ever expected that after being injured and then coming back, that Justin Fields would just stand there scared to even throw the ball and let himself get hit repeatedly. It was like the guy was having a fucking mental breakdown on TV, and I'm watching it and I'm going, why aren't you pulling him out? And I get it that Tyrod wasn't healthy at that time. I guess they didn't have another quarterback, I don't know. I was screaming for them to pull him out of that Denver game though. But dude, I don't think that anybody could have predicted that Justin Fields would, dude, like in Chicago, shit wasn't going good. He'd take off and run. Fucking with the Jets at the end, he wouldn't run. He told him that he didn't want to run Wildcat or anything. He didn't want to run anymore. And at the same time, he wouldn't throw the ball either. And the few times he did throw the ball, it was late. It was behind. It was fucking awful, man.
Yeah.
And Glenn, I mean, and I get it. At the time, we were all like, well, out of the options that were out there, which weren't great, Fields was probably the best and maybe had the most upside, and I was really skeptical. I didn't really like it when they signed him, but I was willing to give Glenn the benefit of the doubt. I figured he does get a lot out of his players. Maybe he can do something with them. And it was a complete fucking disaster. And this is the other thing. I've said this before. I think Glenn got ahead of himself talking about like where football is headed. And he tried to bring in like Tanner Engstrom and these young, unproven coaches because he thought they were going to be the next great thing. Instead of worrying about where football is going, he needed to worry about putting something together that's just solid and compete right now. And then you can add all the wrinkles and worry about that other shit later.
Here's the problem, though, Ricky. In order to do that, you need a competent quarterback play in order to evaluate all the other pieces around. So, Tanner was strung by his proclamation of bringing in a project that wasn't, he wasn't at least minimal, at least like Geno.
Yeah.
Geno right now, he's coming in. He is going to come in and bring stability, average, competent quarterback play. Yes, I know that he throws a lot of interceptions, but when he has a good line in front of him, he can be good.
No, listen, I think Geno is going to be good for us, and because he has a good line and because he's got a lot of fucking weapons. I mean, for the first time, we've got almost too many fucking weapons. Like
it's a good problem to have.
Dude, I mean, look at the fucking offense. Look at that. We've never been fucking loaded like that.
Mason Taylor led the team in receptions
and yeah, dude. For once, too many fucking weapons. Too many weapons for everybody to fucking cover. And that's awesome, dude. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very different looking this year with a competent quarterback. And you're right. I said that last year. The quarterback play is so bad, you can't judge our receivers. You can't judge our running game really, and you can't even judge the offensive line because there were people at the end of the year bagging on the offensive line, and it's like, dude, they can't sit there and block forever. These quarterbacks not throwing the ball are making them look bad. So yeah, without a decent quarterback, it's impossible to evaluate really anybody on that side of the ball. And that'll be something that's different. Like I was saying before, the difference between us and say a team like Washington is this rebuild, it was complete. Last year, we were doing the plug and play thing. You can't turn over a whole roster in a year, but this year, we've turned over everything. I mean, except for our really key guys, our two tackles, Garrett and Brees. I mean, everything else, we scrapped it all, and he gutted the coaching staff down to the fucking
put the work in.
And redid everything. So that's why I'm confident, is because unlike, rebuilds of the past, and the way that some other teams are trying to rebuild, this is a complete rebuild from the ground up. And there is no part of this team that hasn't been remade in some way, shape, or form. He brought in a bunch of physical, experienced fucking veterans in free agency, added some upcoming talent in the draft, and we find ourselves in a really good place with a shitload of money and 3 first-rounders next year. Like I think we'll be set. I think we're going to be a destination that everybody wants to come to by that time. And as far as this year, I think we're going to be a lot more competitive than people think. And it's time, man. Like I said, we all deserve a win. We all, as Jets fans, we all deserve to have something good in our life. Why shouldn't it be the fucking Jets? Why not? Once upon a time, the Jets were one of the best things in my life, in the late 90s, early 2000s. Every week I knew we were going to win. I didn't think it. I knew it. Curtis Martin was going to fucking run for 100 fucking yards.
Yep.
Fucking, it was going to open up the passing game for Vinny and then later for Chad. And, Coles was going to do his thing. And, and then there was Dustin Keller. And I mean,
Santana.
Yeah, dude. And we were good. We were in the playoffs more than we were out. The
six of the first 10 years.
Yeah, 6 of the first 10 years Woody owned the team. We were in the playoffs. And so, I mean, I've seen that we can win with Woody for an owner. Over the years, he's made some really bad fucking coaching hires. I know he didn't personally hire Gase, but that was a misstep. It's been bad. And now I'm hoping that I think we really do have the right guy. Like I said, he got ahead of himself. He was overconfident. But I really do think it came from a place of good intention. But dude, he misjudged things. And I think when a lot of those guys quit on him, he didn't expect it or see it coming. And I think it humbled his ass real quick because you can see that his demeanor has changed. But you know what? Sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you need your ego fucking checked.
You need a good ass kicking.
And I think he'll be better for it. So I'm confident, man. I'm confident. I know that right now people are skeptical. They're not going to believe till they see it, and I can completely understand why. But at the same time, like I said, it's a complete rebuild. I think he's learned for his mistakes, and those days of the Jets not getting it done the right way, not being able to win the close games and the games that we're supposed to be able to win, and all this negativity and talk about Aaron Glenn on the hot seat. We go in and start winning games this year, and all of that shit.
It's gone.
Rickie, I'm glad you mentioned that.
2 points.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Derek.
I love that this year. I was very critical of AG because those last 5 games, pretty unacceptable, man. The only team in NFL history to lose by 23 or more points. But if you look at the way we started the season, 5 of our first 7 losses, all of them were 8 points or less. That's 1 possession. That is the margin of error that you can make in the National Football League. So, as critical as I am on AG, we're gonna find out really quick if he can turn this thing around.
Yes, we are.
And we're gonna find out probably within the first 2 to 3 weeks. If we're 0-2, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm usually pretty positive and optimistic, but if we're 0-2 out the gates, you're just
that will not be good. That will be really bad. Now, I don't think that'll happen. Tennessee is going to be a lot tougher game than people are.
Robert Saleh's defenses are great.
They're good. Jeffrey Simmons is an absolute beast, and I was shocked watching their tape how many takeaways they had. But I think that's going to be tougher than people think. I do think we'll end up winning that game. Now, the Packers game. Dude, the Packers have lost so much. Fucking Rashawn Gary, Quay Walker, Romeo Dobbs, fucking
Enigbari.
Enigbari, the Josh Jacobs situation. Who knows what's going to be going on with that? Even if he's playing, that could still be a big distraction. And the fact that they don't have Micah Parsons, and they did not do well without him at all last year. And I can actually see the Packers stumbling early and digging themselves into a hole they can't get out of. You know, if Love does get hurt this year, they ain't got Malik Willis to fall back on anymore.
Romeo Dobbs is a big loss.
Dude, that's a huge loss. He was like their main chain mover. And dude, yeah, I really honestly see a path where the Packers could be really bad to start the year, and their season could come unraveled rather quickly, which would be good for us because that'll end up being the higher draft pick we end up getting from Dallas.
Yeah. Ricky, can I ask you something? Do you think we can win? Say, hypothetically, we go 1-1 or 2-0. Say we beat the Titans and the Packers weeks 1 and 2. Do you think that we can win on the road at the Bears and at the Lions in weeks 3 and 4?
Dude,
Because
the Bears.
I think
the
we have
Bears,
to hover 500.
The Bears is going to be a really fucking tough team, and
Caleb Williams is the next guy. He's him.
I don't know about that. There were a
But
lot
they
of
did
their
lose
games-
DJ Moore.
Yeah, they're yeah, and he's gone. So,
But they got Colson Loveland, who I think is going to be a top 5 tight end this year. So theoretically,
he's really good. Cole Kmet is good. I mean, dude, they've got a really good defense. Playing at Chicago, that's going to be really, really tough. Detroit is going to be another tough game.
Ben
but
Johnson.
I feel
versus
better
Aaron
about
Glenn.
I feel better about our chances against Detroit than I do Chicago.
Detroit's defense.
What I
is
will
best.
say is knowing that those two games are going to be extremely tough, I'm not going to freak out, you know, if we don't win either of those two. I would like to be 2-2 or, you know, at least 1-3 after those first 4, but I am not going to rush to judgment after only 4 games. Now, that next stretch of games after that, where we have the Browns,
Miami,
Dolphins,
Raiders.
and Raiders, that is going to be the key stretch of games for me because
5 through
those
9.
to me are all games that we should win.
Yeah.
And if we don't win either all or the majority of those 3 games, then I'll be judgmental. Then
Ricky,
I will not be happy. But
next
I don't
question
think
for
that'll
you and
happen.
Cisco. Do you think that Geno can carry us those first 4 weeks? Do you think that I believe that he's fully capable? He was in a very shite situation last year with the Raiders. Who's his number 1, Jacoby, before he got traded to the Jags? I just think I don't want to put this much weight on Geno's shoulders, but I think that we have. Is it more on Frank Wright or is it more on AG? Those like first 3 to 4 weeks, because I think I love your point, like weeks 5 through 9, because we have the Browns, Raiders, Dolphins, like those should be 3 straight wins. So if we start 3-3, we best go those weeks 5 through 9, you know, coming out like at least if we don't hover 500 going midway through October, because we got to play the entire AFC West.
I don't think
We
you
gotta
guys
play the
realize how much of a shit show the Raiders organization was.
Exactly.
I heard a lot of reports from Raiders beat reporters about the offense not knowing what was called. Geno would be in the huddle, and they would have team players only meeting just to say, what are we running? And Geno would have to call it on the fly. That's why a lot of times Geno was not aware of what was going on. Was mainly because of, you know, their offensive coordinator situation. There was an in battle between Tom Brady and Chip Kelly. I don't think Tom Brady wanted Chip Kelly in there. There was a sabotage that they were having meetings out without Chip Kelly, offensive meetings, like stuff like that. That was kind of crazy happening. So
stuff that he won't have to worry about with a leader like Frank Wright.
yeah,
I
don't
have
know
a
how much
lot
of it was true, but that record sure does show that it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and you live in California, so you probably know a lot of Raiders fans. So I definitely trust your judgment there.
No, not me. I live in South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina. Oh.
Yeah. No, I just heard reports.
Oh man, that's tough. Oh yeah, I don't. Oh man, especially in Las Vegas. Yeah, that must have been a lot of media scrutiny. Because I'm sure a lot of those players heard that outside of meeting rooms and every. If you're holding outside player meetings and Tom Brady's part owner and he's not involved with them, that just goes to show the dysfunction that the Raiders are and have been. That's probably a reason they haven't won a playoff game since 2002, I think. But that's a good point, Cisco. I like that you mentioned that.
Yeah, Chip Kelly didn't even finish the whole season with them. He got fired.
Yep. Right after winning a national championship as the offensive coordinator for Ohio State. That's actually insane. I really
think about the disorganization that they had there. You know what I mean? Where Geno is vividly angry and calling players only meeting just to know what the plays are.
Yeah, that's not good. And to your point, I don't think we're gonna have that problem with Frank Reich. And Geno is probably going to be one of the most accurate quarterbacks that we've had in quite some time. I remember as soon as we got Geno, everybody was killing him. I tune into NFL Live, NFL Insiders, like on NFL Network after work. Everybody was just killing the Jets just because we signed Geno Smith. Even a lot of Jets fans. I think I don't see what the problem is with letting the guy at least have a shot. Especially with Frank Reich in this offense, I really think that because with Brady Cook, dude, he couldn't hit people on. He was taking practice squads snaps in training camp. Like, I think that we're going to be able to get in a rhythm with AD Mitchell, with Garrett Wilson, and this is a team that didn't even get to see AD Mitchell and Garrett Wilson on the field at all last year. And you got those guys separating the defense mixed with Sadiq Speed and Omar Cooper. I think Omar Cooper is going to be our Santana Moss.
I think he's going to be more like Lavernius Coles, but yes.
I love that. I'll take that too, Ricky.
I see that. And, dude, the thing is the style of the receiver that AD is with his speed and stuff. We've already seen he can get open against pretty much anybody. He can stretch the field. And, dude, Geno likes to push the AD Mitchell
Fields would not do.
Yeah, AD Mitchell, with his skill set, really, really fits what Geno Smith's strengths are. The two of them have had a really good chemistry already out of the gate. They've already got their own special handshake going on. It seems like they've formed a really strong bond.
Love that.
And, dude, every insider, beat reporter, everybody that and I know it's only minicamp and they're in shorts and pads aren't on yet, but everybody has been talking about the connection that the two of them have and how good it looks already. And to me, that's really, really encouraging. I think that bodes well for us. And I think that trend is going to continue into the year. AD Mitchell here, you know what?
That's good fireworks right there.
Dude, they're going off out there. Wow, you know what? In my notes, in my teleprompter thing for the show, I had like a whole paragraph about AD Mitchell that I guess when I changed the title of the show and updated it, it erased all that. So all my notes that I had there for it are gone. But that's okay. I don't need them to. I don't need him to say what I wanted to say. But at any rate, dude, like AD, I think he's going to have a really big year for us. There's a reason that all these people are talking about him. And Cimini just did that article like a week ago talking about how AD Mitchell has solidified himself as this team's number two. And that's awesome, dude. Like, to me, That would be so great because, dude, this guy could have been a first-round pick. There were a few.
I thought he would have been out of Texas.
Not really character concerns, but maturity concerns. I know he had some medical issues, and they said that, you know, as he didn't really always take care of himself as good as he could have in college, and because of that, he slipped a little bit. And dude, he just ended up in a bad situation where he went to a team that was like our team now. You know, they had weapons everywhere. They were loaded. You know, they had Tyler Warren and Michael Pittman and Alex Pierce, and he was just kind of buried on the depth chart. And you know, he made the one mistake that was very Malachi Corley-ish, dropping the ball before he got in the end zone, and he never recovered. Like, if you look at his playing time after that, it was almost non-existent, and he never really got another shot. And I think that he knows that he fucked up, and I think that he really regretted it, and he never got another chance. And that's why I was saying earlier, man, in life, if you get a second chance to go back and correct some of your mistakes, you do it. And I think this kid is going to make the most of his opportunity. You know, he's a fucking great kid, and I'm really excited, looking forward to big things from him.
Oh, I'm lit. Oh, what? Oh, man. Oh, no, I'm extremely excited.
To your point, Ricky, he's in an extension year too, so he's got that motivation.
I gotta go.
Thanks
See you out, man. All right,
Love you,
Cisco, dude. You and yours have a fucking awesome 4th of July. Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh yeah, shout out Cisco. Yeah, AD's in an extension year, so I think that's going to be an extra motivation on his back, and I think that's why he's going to really show up for us. I'm as high on AD as I think you are, brother, and I think that there's a lot of reason to vote into that fact. I really think he's going to show up for us. I wouldn't be surprised if he has 700 plus yards. I really wouldn't.
Dude, I know. Well, all along now, and it's crazy because I actually made this prediction before all the insiders started saying how good did he look, because I was just basing it on what he did last year and the fact that he, you know, fresh off a trade, learning a new offense and a new playbook, they asked him to be the number one and go up against number one corners every single week, you know, without Garrett or Mason Taylor down the stretch to take away any of the attention where it was all on him, and still was pretty good for us. I know his first game was really rough, but he just got here and the quarterbacks were shit. But after that, you know, the 4 drops the first game, but he had less than that the whole rest of the year. Like he got much better. So
yeah,
I really do think that things are going to turn around. I think he's going to be a big part of that. Dude,
Johnny.
I am looking super fucking forward to seeing AD this year, man. Fucking, I wanted to do the show.
How many touchdowns did he get last year? It was 2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was with the likes of no quarterback. He had Brady thrown to him.
But yeah, I've wanted to do an AD show for a while, and I'm glad that I kind of got to do one tonight. I mean, really, like I said, you know, tonight is really the fan appreciation show. It's about all of you guys, how much you mean to me, how special this has been to me, and once again, I want to reiterate, like, when people mean something to you, you need to let them know, because you may not always get another chance. And I want to let all you guys know that you mean a lot to me.
Hell yeah, Ricky, you're the man.
While I have the chance, I want to let you guys know. You guys support for me, support for this channel, which, by the way, if there's anybody out there listening, whether you be here on YouTube or watching on X, if you have not already, please come over to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps us a lot. You know, helps us to grow. Plus, you'll always know when we're going live. You'll never miss a show. And we've got some really good stuff coming up. And you know what? We're going to have a good season this year. Winning Jets football, not just Jets football, winning Jets football is back. we are going to have a competitive team this year, and we are going to win more games than people expect. We are going to shock some people.
We have the roster for it.
You know, Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are building something special here. Like I said, you know, we added some player makers on defense during the draft. We locked up our big offensive weapons. A.D. Mitchell is on the rise. Our offensive line has been solidified. Like we've got everything in place now for when the franchise quarterback does arrive. The depth pieces we brought in, Osai, Enigbari, Amanyata, like those guys are going to pay such dividends for us. Help us on early downs. This team is going to be solid from top to bottom.
We're going to be nasty.
And you know what? And like you were saying, like I've been saying, listening to the players talk, every single one of them believes in Aaron Glenn. They believe in his vision.
Yeah, so why shouldn't I?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if those guys all believe that wholeheartedly that this thing is headed in the right direction, who am I to argue? And Darren Muji is bringing in the right guys that fit Glenn's system and what he wants to do. And, dude, they've got a plan. They're executing that plan, and things are coming together. And we are going to be a respectable, competitive football team again because Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn's plan is going to work.
So you do have a plan.
Rickie, can I tell you one of my favorite aspects of this year?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that this is going to be one of the best defensive fronts that we had in quite some time. If our secondary can hold up and D'Angelo Ponce can show up and Brandon Stevens was PFF ranked for the first 7 weeks. I think it's top 3 corner in man coverage.
You know what? He is Brandon Stevens' conversation is such a conundrum to me because
he's my biggest question.
Like you said, you know, for 7 weeks or something, he was one of the better man corners in the entire league. And that is true. He also gave up the most touchdowns of any corner in the league last year.
Yeah. Our safety room was so bad, though. I'm not sure how much of that I want to put on him. But
I could put a decent amount of it on him.
I know A.Z. Thomas is one of your boys from Florida State. Darius Butler on Pat McAfee said that he thought he was the best corner coming out in last year's draft class. If A.Z. Thomas is healthy, and I even didn't mind the role that Stiggers played late in the year last year.
You know,
I thought Quantez played very well, not only as a gunner on special teams, but you got Quantez, you got Ponce, you got Stevens, and Brownlee, who we traded with the Titans for what?
Dude, Brownlee was really good when he got here. I like the attitude. I like the physicality that he played with, and I think that he brought a much needed attitude to that back end of the defense. It sucks when he got hurt. You know, his production kind of trailed off a little bit, and then he was out. But dude, on one of the shows the other day, and I don't remember which one it was, but somebody was talking, and they were like, I'm probably most skeptical about A.Z. Thomas. He was trash last year.
He was
I know that he was hurt, but like, we just need to take all of last year and toss it out the window because it was trash. And
he was a rookie who got forced to start.
I'm thinking, what are you talking about, dude? A.Z. Thomas was sticky as hell, dude. He was actually really good when he was playing.
Our only pick of the sideline on the left.
I know, and the fucking receiver forced him out beforehand, but there's no force out rule. And listen, that pissed me off so bad because where I was watching the game that day, they showed the play, but they didn't show a replay of it. And I didn't think he stepped out at all because I didn't see it from the angle that it showed. And I was fucking furious. I thought for sure we had a pick and they took it away. But then later on, when the highlights, like ESPN highlights got posted to YouTube, I was able to go back and watch it. And they actually showed where he got pushed out.
It's close,
but dude, it was very, very close. But, like I said, there was that one, and then there was the other one where he would have had a for sure pick. Dude, it was like returning a kick. It was coming right to him, and then Tony Adams runs into him. Like AZ should have had 2 picks for us last year. I think Ponce will get a pick for us this year, at least one, if not
week
more.
one.
dude, I like Pons. I like AZ Thomas. Nashawn Wright is another guy that all the beat writers say looks like a fucking beast and is going to be really good
our
for
safety
us.
room.
Like,
dude, our safeties were so bad last year. Tony,
I'm not crazy about our safety room now. I'm really upset.
Me neither, but I like it more than last year.
Now, that being said, we can always probably take a safety next year and possibly even kind of high.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah, since we have 3 firsts. Everyone's
whether
talking
it's
about
Golden or the kid from fucking Notre Dame, like there's a couple of different really good ones that are coming out next year. Personally, I really like KJ Bolden. But I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole next year because there's a lot of fucking prospects that
right.
I like. But dude, yeah. I like our secondary safety. Like I said, we're going to have to see.
It's still a question mark.
Hopefully, Cisco can come out and have something to prove that last year was a fluke and he doesn't suck as bad as he looked like he did.
And I love that.
I think Malachi Moore will take another step. I do think Drew Belton will be a good ad for us. He might be a more in the box type safety, but dude, that guy likes to hit. He does not miss tackles at all. 4% missed tackle rate. That means out of 100 tackles, he missed 4. And dude, he just.
I want to plug and play him at linebacker, Ricky.
You know what? I think he'll be, like I said, I think he'll play a lot of in the box, and I think he'll be kind of like that extra linebacker.
Yeah.
But I like that, and that's why I was talking earlier about why I think if we're going to add depth at linebacker, Bobby Okereke would be a good fucking pick because him and Belton have played together. Neither one of them are going to be starters for the Jets, but that means in sub packages they'll be on the field together again.
Matt Milano is still available.
Tendencies, they know how each other are going to react. They've played together before. They will know where each other is going to be on certain plays, and that should allow them to play faster. And I think that's good for the Jets. And dude, I never really thought of that as a philosophy before until a couple of years ago when the Rams drafted Jared Verse in the first round and Braden Fisk in the second round. And decided to keep 2 teammates together because they were both really good and productive and had chemistry together. And they were like, there's no one player that's ever going to replace Aaron Donald, but we might be able to do it with 2. And that was just such a fucking smart philosophy. And they were really good. Both of them were up for Rookie of the Year that year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. And Jared Verse won it, but Braden Fisk came in second. And it was actually kind of close. Which, dude, that says volumes. Your first 2 picks are both in the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and Fisk had like 6.5 sacks his first year. Now they're no longer together because Myles Garrett is there and Jared Verse is with the Browns. Which, hey, don't think that Browns game is going to be easy just because Myles Garrett's gone. Fucking Jared Verse is a damn good pass rusher.
Oh yeah,
damn
versatile.
Good. He has got dude. Nonstop motor should be like next to his name, a picture in the dictionary.
And he's
like
young and ascending.
Yeah. So, but ever since then, I was thinking about that. And I was thinking, okay, when we get into the draft, maybe we could take these 2 guys and keep them together. I'm trying to think of an example off the top of my head, but I can't. And I think for the most part, it was all defensive players. It's like, we could take a corner and a safety from the same team or a safety and a linebacker from the same team because those guys have played together. They know each other, and it should allow them to play faster. The other good thing, like I said, is Belton and Okereke, if you sign those 2 guys, they don't have to move. They already play in New York. They're used to playing in New York. They don't have the stress of moving. They can just focus on football only. And, I think it's kind of a sound strategy. And, God, it's irking me now. There were 2 teammates that I wanted us to draft and kind of keep together.
Who's that?
I'm trying to think of it, and it's escaping me right now. I even wrote a letter about it, asking the Jets to do it. Not a letter. It was one of my famous big ass postcards, like a big piece of poster board. With
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it on a couple shows ago.
Yeah, and well, you know what? Anything to try to get their attention. Some people send a breakfast sandwich. I send a big ass postcard. Which, I mean, like I said, if for nothing else, like maybe someone will go, "Hey, Muji, look what somebody fucking sent you," and he'll see it. Whether he takes it seriously or not is a different story. But hopefully, maybe I could put somebody on his radar or draw attention to something that might make him consider it. Who knows? You don't know if you don't try. I try. I want our Jets to be better. I want to win games. I do everything I do, no matter how crazy it sounds, from a good place, from a place of good intent. So, you know what? It could have been Bailey and Rodriguez, actually, now that you say that. As a matter of fact, it was Bailey and Rodriguez, or it was Bailey and Lee Hunter, or
I think
it was
Rodriguez
Bailey and
Texas
Romello Heights. But yes, it absolutely was the Texas Tech guys. Thank you, Kel, very much for helping me with that.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
But yeah, actually, that there was like a 4-way go with that.
Thanks, Kel.
And also, I wouldn't have mind, keeping like getting Styles and Downs and keeping them together, or something like that. But it was the Texas Tech guys, because I remember saying like Bailey and Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a turnover machine.
I'm so bummed that the Dolphins got him, brother.
So I like the idea of keeping those two together. Lee Hunter, the defensive tackle, I like the idea of maybe keeping him. And I remember, you know what? As we're talking about this, I remember I actually sent in a question to Trevor Sikkema and Connor Rogers, and said, Lee Hunter, dude, he was stuffing guys at the Senior Bowl in the run. His pass rush is better than people give him credit for. But everybody said he's kind of undersized for a defensive tackle. However, in Aaron Glenn's 3-4 system, do you think that with his speed, he could be a 3-4 defensive end for us?
Right.
And neither of them were like really opposed to the idea. They were like, that's an interesting thought that I couldn't consider it. And they basically said it all depends on how they want to use him, where they would picture him fitting in their defense. But that wasn't really like the worst idea in the world. Or, getting Bailey early and then adding Romello Heights as a depth piece behind McDonald, because the two of them have played together and were very effective rushing together, by the way. And I really liked Romello Heights. He's got a really wide variety of pass rush moves, and not always the most consistent. Like, I think the top end talent is definitely a little higher with Bailey, but
for sure.
but still a decent player that I think he didn't go until like the fucking 4th round or something.
Yeah.
So and Lee Hunter went a lot later than I thought he would too. But at any rate, yes, it was the Texas Tech guys that I suggested keeping together. And hey, who knows? Depending on the quarterback we get next year, maybe there's a receiver from that same place that can.
Jeremiah Smith.
Maybe.
Ohio State.
Maybe. Well, then we would have to take Julian Sayin, and I don't think that's going to happen. Like me personally, I want Darian Mensah, and I don't know if I'm going to have the Miami receiver. But, dude, there's Jeremiah Smith, there's Cam Coleman, there's a few really good receivers coming out next year. Me personally, I like Deuce Robinson, Florida State, fucking 6'4", catches everything. Was a Biletnikoff finalist last year with over 1,000 yards. He's just really good and solid. But the guy that I really, really like is Mekhi Danzy.
Mekhi. Yeah.
You know what? I never sent you that second clip. As soon as this show gets over, I'm going to send you the Mekhi Danzy clip. I'll send you 2 of them. I'll send you I'll send you his highlights, but then I'll try to send you the YouTube short too, where he has 174 yards and a touchdown in like the first 10 minutes of this one game.
You know me, I'm a big draft nerd. So Rickie, if I may,
he's faster than Tyreek Hill, dude. He would be the fastest guy in the NFL from day one.
He'll blow by everybody. Rickie, if I may, I feel like there's one thing that I don't really hear a lot of people talking about, mainstream media, Jets media, anything. The effect that David Bailey being lined up across Will McDonald can do for this defense. I feel like Will McDonald is one of the most disrespected defensive ends in the National Football League. The guy has 18 and a half sacks the last 2 years, and now you bundle him with David Bailey?
Listen, he does, but I think it's because of the fact that he'll have like a 2-sack game and then disappear for a stretch. And it's just been very hot and cold and not that consistent.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think that's the knock. And granted, I guess towards the end of the year, he was banged up last year and ended up missing at the end of the year. And listen, I know that Aaron Glenn had a really rough first year. I know that he made a lot of mistakes. That being said, by the end of the year, we had no AZ Thomas. We had no fucking Brownlee. So, yeah, we're missing, 2 out of 3 corners. Our best pass rusher is gone, so there's no pass rush.
Brady fucking Cook.
The majority of our secondary is out injured. And, on top of it, we got no Breece Hall either. Or fucking Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
And Brady Cook as a quarterback. Like, of course, we got blown out by historic numbers. You put most NFL teams in that situation. No best pass rusher.
Yeah.
Most of the secondary gone. Yeah. No top 2 running backs. Not just your top running back, your top 2 running backs. Dude, and you got a practice squad level quarterback. Then even that is iffy.
Yeah.
Fucking,
give Andy Reid Brady Cook. Let's see how well he does. Two, if I may, 2 of my most underrated Jets coming in this season: Isaiah Davis and Jawan Briggs.
Dude, I like Briggs a lot.
I love Briggs a lot.
Super excited to fucking see what he can do for this year.
Yeah, and he's young, and we only gave up a 7th rounder for him. Another W by Mooj. Another run stuffer that we can just plug gaps in the A gap, B gap, don't even matter. I feel like not a lot of people are talking enough about Briggs, let alone Tavondre Sweat. I haven't heard anybody mention Tavondre Sweat really. Like I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm usually a pretty optimistic Jets fan, but I think this defensive line is going to get after NFL teams, man. And brother, for one, I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait, especially I wouldn't be surprised if we beat the Titans by 9+ week 1. I really wouldn't. And if we do, it's going to be because Kingsley Enagbari, Onyemata, Joseph Tsai. I mean, Tavondre Sweat, Harrison Phillips, Onyemata. You pick your poison. You're gonna. Yeah. I just in the offensive line for the Titans has been so bad. That's why they're perennial picking in the top 5 because they don't prioritize it. Muji and the Jets have done. Even with Joe Douglas, we took Olu Fashanu. We took Armand Membu. We have 2 pillar tackles, like for the first time since probably Diebrich. Not still on the center, but I think if from a roster standpoint, even if you're looking at it on paper, I think that we can come at teams a lot of different ways, and I think it's going to show up on Sunday, week 1, September 13th. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. And dude, there's so many bright spots. Like, I don't want to be redundant or repetitive, but it seems like I've been saying the same thing and we've been talking about this same thing the last few shows. But, everything, the line, the weapons we've added, the potential of the guys that we drafted on both sides of the ball, the depth that we added, Osai, etc. AD Mitchell and the way that it looks like he's developing, Geno, and it looks like, he's going to be competent and solid. He's not going to blow anybody away, but as long as he's good, decent Geno and doesn't turn the ball over a lot, he's going to get it out. He's going to get it out on time. And this offense is not only going to be functional for a change, but actually productive.
In a rhythm.
Yes. And dude, I just look forward to seeing good competitive Jets football again. And once again, I want that more than anything for all the rest of you guys too. You know what? He's always here with me, and we have some great conversations, breaking things down. I'm not going to try to pigeonhole him into a long-term commitment, but Derek knows he's always welcome here to join me and join the conversation.
I appreciate you.
Thanks. But yeah, there's just so many different positives. And then on top of that, you listen to Aaron Glenn's change in his demeanor, his approach. You hear him talking a lot more about the X's and O's this year as opposed to last year. You can kind of hear that he knows where his mistakes were and that he ain't going to let that happen again. But all of that aside, when you put all that together, and then on top of it, you look at the comments by the players.
Yeah.
Every single one, I believe in AG. I like to play for a coach who actually played the game and sees it from the same point of view that I do.
It's
that
intriguing,
is
Rickie.
Fucking huge,
It's
dude.
phenomenal.
That
It's intriguing
huge.
because I feel like we had that with Sala, but I feel it even now tenfold with AG.
Yeah,
Like,
because
he's going to have to win games.
Dude, he didn't just play for a couple of dude. He had a long, productive NFL career. He was a Pro Bowl player. He was very, very fucking good. He knows his shit, and he's a good teacher, able to convey that knowledge. And dude, I think that's going to be huge, in particular for Pons. But also for Brownlee and for AZ and other guys, getting them in the right position, getting them to get their head around and locate the ball. Aaron Glenn was really fucking good at that. And I just, dude, the fact that every single player says, I believe in what he is trying to build here, makes me believe. They're there every day. They're the ones that actually have to go out onto the field and produce
and get yelled at.
If every single one of them, from free agents like Osai that's excited to be here, to the draft picks saying, guys like Pons and Cooper who just turned Indiana from nothing into a national champ, and they say, I want to do that here. I want to be part of the turnaround here. Garrett and Brees both got paid, both seem happy, both want to be here. To guys that we traded for, Geno or DeMario getting to come back to New York and have another chance to make things right with the team that drafted him, to make it Fitzpatrick, dude, just all of them, the whole entire spectrum. Every single fucking guy is just completely 100% bought in and believes in what they're doing. And
I couldn't agree more.
I can't ignore that.
Yeah.
I know the past has been bad, but the past is over with. None of us can change the past. It's all about right now and what happens moving forward. And MC Mays, really good to see you, man. Thank you so much for stopping in.
What's up?
It's all about what you can do right now and what you do moving forward. It would be really nice if we could go back and change the past. There would be a million things I would.
You could ask any
right
human.
Now.
Yeah.
There would be nothing that I hadn't changed already if that was possible, but I can't.
Yeah.
And as much as I would like to, all any of us can do is do our very best right now, and try to do your best moving forward. Try to be the best version of you, and always be good to your loved ones. Like I said, you should spend every minute of every day trying to ensure the happiness of the person you care about first and foremost. Take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, be good to each other. You never know how much time you have together. Cherish every moment. Yeah, man. And also be here for one another as people, you know. This community is awesome. I'm again honored and flattered that so many of you have said good things about me. Enjoy my positivity, and I'm glad that at some point I was able to make somebody's day better. Let alone so many people. I think that's the part of it to me that's almost kind of overwhelming sometimes. It is like the number of people who've said that, and like I said, I mean, I'm like not like going out of my way to try to be that way or anything. I'm just really just kind of being myself,
authentically yourself.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, I've had some tough times in my life that I've been going through, and it sounds really crazy. And me and Green Bean were talking about this when he was on, but like the Jets are like my happy place. Like right now, I'm like, good Lord, just about every single thing that could possibly go wrong has. The only bright spot I have in my life right now is the New York Jets.
Goddamn right.
The fact that this rebuild has been such a complete and thorough rebuild that has been done the right way, and the direction that I believe in my heart this team is headed, and the fact that we do have the right guy to lead this team, and not to be a broken record, but like I said, it's all about making the most of second chances when you get them. We don't always get them. Aaron Glenn has his. Dude, Aaron Glenn was a Jet. He said there were other jobs he could have had. He didn't want them. He wanted this one. It has always been about the Jets. It will always be about the Jets. This is where he wanted to be. You know, he was here in '98 when we almost went to the Super Bowl. It still bothers him that we never got that Super Bowl, and he wants that more than anything for this team. He is personally invested in a way that no other coach we could hire, unless we end up somehow hiring some other former New York Jet player. But, dude, no one's ever going to be invested the way that guy is. It's so personal to him.
I love that he's a former Jet.
Because of that, I don't think he's going to fail. I don't think he will allow himself to fail a second year.
I don't either. To your point, one of my favorite things is I just try to wake up every day and I just want to be a little bit better version of myself. Like, be as nice a person as I can today, but do better the next day. So every single day, I'm just trying to be a better person the next day, even than I am today. And I feel like AG knows that he's in those shoes. And I love that he's a former Jet, because he's not going to coach to lose his job, even though I have my doubts about AG. Very firm believer in, you know, just to reiterate, just people make mistakes. The beauty in mistakes, taught myself at a very young age. The beauty of mistakes is that you learn from them. I think AG is going to learn from them. I don't know how many wins we're going to get, but I know that this is going to be a very competitive football team. Very similar to the way that we were the first 7 weeks of last season. I'm not sure how many games we're going to win, but I've never had more faith in the future of the Jets than I do right now. Is a large part of it because we have 3 first-round draft picks next year? Yes, most definitely. But I can sit here and honestly say that I've never been more confident in the next 4 to 5 years in the future of the New York Jets football franchise. I really believe that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be different, man. Like,
the energy seems different around the building.
The energy
players
seems,
around.
Yeah, the energy seems different, and just I don't know how to describe it. Like, over the last few years, like even when things seemed like they were going okay at times, I was still kind of, I guess, waiting for that jet-like thing to happen, and a lot of times they did. Like at the beginning of the year, the Pittsburgh game, I was encouraged. I thought, hey, maybe we're going to be okay. Then the Buffalo game happened. It was atrocious. Fields got hurt, and at that point, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, everything that could go wrong in that game did, and
Newton's law.
That doesn't mean the rest of the season's going to be like that. At least at that point, we had one good game, one bad game. The Tampa game happened, and I saw that Tyrod Taylor was, for the most part, kind of looked like a shell of his former self. Like when plays broke down, it didn't look like he was scrambling. It looked like he was panicking. I think he has lost a little bit of zip on his fucking ball, and he just didn't look the same as he used to.
He looked like he got second team reps in training camp.
Yeah, I mean, and he's older and he looks older, and I understand that everybody thought he would be a good, competent backup option, and I mean, I guess he was okay, but dude, he was just okay, and we needed better than okay, and he could have been better. And that Tampa game, the Will McDonald play, I thought, well, fuck, we got this game won. And then, watching the team let Baker Mayfield just move right down the field and get, close enough for a field goal to beat us, it fucking sucked.
They got lucky.
After all the years of having to think we had games won, only to watch Tom Brady march down the field for a field goal attempt at the end of games. Like, I've lived that shit so many times, and I was really hoping that was over with, and then we lose to the Bucs in that way. And dude, I was there. It was hot. It was miserable. It was so brutal outside, and then to have it end like that, I felt really bad because there were tons and tons of people that came down for the Jake Asman meet up here in Tampa.
Yeah,
and that went to the game. And dude, there was probably over 300 people at that meetup, easy. The night before, and especially to have to travel, to have it go like that at the end, I felt bad for everybody that made the trip. And dude, from there, the year, just like more jet-like things continued to happen. Guys started quitting on us, and then the trades happened, and by the end of the year, as I had mentioned before, a whole bunch of guys were hurt. We got blown out in historical fashion. Even though, it's easy to say that and be judgmental about that because, dude, the most points in NFL history over the last few games. But like, that is really historically bad. However, when you look at all the guys that were fucking injured, the guys we had traded, the guys who had quit, he was working with a skeleton crew of a fucking roster, and most teams would not be any good in that same position. You have to add some context to those numbers if you want to bitch about the historical thing. It is true, but it's overblown because if you look at all the facts that led to it being that way, like you can't blame Glenn for all of that. It's not his fault that most of the secondary, our pass rusher, the top two running backs, it's not his fault. Mason Taylor, all those guys were hurt and out. That's not his fault. I don't know. At any rate, this year will be different. Hopefully we don't have to deal with those same injury issues. Those are always a concern. Everybody's healthy so far. God willing, they stay that way. Please let everybody stay that way. That's all I want. I want to get to that bye week with no major injuries, and I don't like having the late bye week. If I guess I was going to be negative about something, that would probably be it. That's a lot of games to have to make it without a break.
Takes a lot of luck to win a Super Bowl.
That being said, if we make it that far without any major injuries, then who knows? Maybe that pays off to be a good thing, and we can rest our guys towards the end of the year and come out fresh and come out firing. Nothing would make me happier. I want all of you guys to be happy. We've been waiting a long time. I want to see winning Jets football back again. We may not make the playoffs this year. We probably won't. But I still want to be like that in the hunt, in the conversation team when we get to like November. And I think we will be. And I think that's a step in the right direction. And by next year, I do think we're talking playoffs. We should be able to top off the team with talent. We've got a ton of money to be able to spend. And again,
150 mil.
we get our franchise quarterback, be it Arch Manning, Darian Mensah, Dante Moore, whoever it ends up being, hopefully they're the guy. I like Mensah. Most people probably want Arch. It is what it is. But yeah, man, as far as this year, I just want winning football. I want to be able to,
be competitive.
Like Maddie said, not be pissed off and want to turn off the game in the second quarter every week. I just that's awesome, dude. Fucking,
I like Iowa too. Iowa.
I hope every single one of you is happy. I think, I hope every one of you is the one with the one you love. If you're by yourself, I hope you love yourself. I hope you all take care of yourself. I hope each and every one of you are happy. As this season gets closer, we're about 70 days or something like that now.
It's 71, I think.
71, I believe.
Something
yeah.
like that.
It's not that far away, man. Brighter days are coming. Things are going to get better for this team.
Pads are coming on very soon, my friend.
Yeah, when they get better for the team, they're going to get better for the fan base. And I can't snap my fingers and make any of you be happy. If I could, I would. But I'm really, really, really hoping that this team can make you guys happy. And I truly mean that. As Jets fans, we've been through a lot, and we deserve to be happy. And everything in life might not always be perfect, but dude, like I said, right now for me, as insane as it sounds, and you probably think I'm completely mental for saying it, but the New York Jets are my bright spot. They're the one thing that I can feel really good about, that I feel like good and going in the right direction. And so, yeah, the Jets are kind of my happy place, which
we're coming, man.
Sounds like a crazy statement, but it's not just because of the team and because I think we're going to be good this year. Like, I don't just think we are. I know we are. I know we're going to be good this year. But it's all of you guys too, man. Because I do this show and talk about this team, I come on here every week and I get to talk to all of you guys, and you guys are awesome. And and I apologize sometimes if I talk about my personal life a little bit. When I was a very young YouTuber, I actually had somebody who at the time was just another caller, but now we're actually both content creators. But he kind of scolded me over DM one day and told me, like, dude, I actually come to this place to escape all of life's problems and think about something else. And I don't need to hear you complaining all the time and bringing me down. And I thought about it and I was like, damn, man, like, I didn't realize I was doing that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to fucking bum people out. And I thought about that. And so I've tried to respect that. And from time to time, I would bitch about my job and whatnot. And I try not to go overboard with it. But, when I've gone through bad times recently, I was kind of transparent about it. But I do so in saying that this makes me feel better. No matter what I'm going through, when I come here and I see you guys and I talk to you guys, it makes me feel better. And so thank you for that. As much as all of you have thanked me for being positive and picking you up when you've needed it, you've done it for me. If not equally as much, then even more so. Like, you guys have probably picked me up more than I've ever picked you guys up. And I can't begin to tell you how much it means to me.
Hell yeah.
Each and every one of you.
You too, brother.
Yeah. Like, dude, there's so many awesome people that I've made friends with here over the years, you know. You, obviously, but like Nick Shine, who's been really good to me, you know, done a lot for me, always will offer me solid advice anytime that I call him or text him and need some. Yeah, you know, Yeti, you know, we've had some long text conversations, you know, going through a lot of the same things, seeing things from the same kind of point of view. God, you know, there's so many people I can't even name them all. Bill M, I talk to a lot through DM. Bill's fucking awesome, dude. I don't know how they do it. I do not know how they do it. But like, say when I get done with this show, I'll probably sit down and create a thumbnail and go ahead and schedule my next show. I always do that as soon as I end the show, because since I'm not on every day, and it's like my last show was Tuesday, this one is Saturday, the next one's going to be Thursday, and then it goes back to Tuesday, Saturday, Thursday, and it goes like that. But the week that I'm on Tuesday, I'm not on that Thursday. Like, it's alternating. And in order to let everybody know when the shows are happening and when they're on, I always try to post the next show as soon as I end the one that I'm doing. That way there's plenty of time for people to go, oh, okay, yeah, the next show is going to be Thursday. So at any rate, that's usually what I do when I get done with this. There was a point to all that. Oh, at any rate, dude, as soon as I post the show, like here on StreamYard,
yeah,
I'll copy the link for the call in and post it as a comment in StreamYard. And after I do that, I go over to YouTube so I can then find that comment and pin it. So it's the pinned comment in the chat. Dude, by the time I get over to the fucking YouTube page to try to pin that link, I've already got 2 likes, and Bill M and Chris B are in the chat talking to each other already and leaving comments for me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how the hell they do it. Like, I'm saying, like, as soon as I post it, like, it seems like the second I post it, I immediately go over to the YouTube to pin the comment, and Bill M and Chris B are there already.
Hell yeah.
My 2 biggest, most loyal fans that are always, dude, always the first ones in the chat. Every show.
Yeah, man.
For as long as I've been doing this, Bill M's been the first guy there.
For a struggling fan base, that's the thing about Jets fans, is we stick together, man, and
dude,
we all hold each other up and support each other.
They are loyal. They are dedicated, and man, like I said, listen, once upon a time I was going through something really fucking bad, like probably one of the worst things that could ever happen to anybody, and I don't even really want to bring it up. I'm not going to go that negative, but the point being is I was trying to get through it alone. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to come up with money to deal with the aftermath of the situation. I was clueless, but I was of the mindset, I've always done everything on my own. Nobody's ever really looked out for me. You know, since I was a kid, I've always had to kind of look out for myself. You know, my wife was probably the only other person that ever kind of tried to look out for me. And so I just figured I'll handle this on my own. You know, one way or another, I'll figure it out. Somebody that I talked to had related to the message to Nick Shine, I guess, and next thing I know, like, you know, he had collected a bunch of donations to help me out through it, and even though I didn't ask him to. And dude, to this day, I've never met Nick in person, ever. And we knew each other. We were friendly from YouTube, but I didn't even really feel like we knew each other that well at that point, and it blew me away. I was like, man, I didn't even know what. And then one morning I was watching Boy Green, and he was trying to take donations, and he was like, this person is very proud. They don't want to ask for help, but they're going through something really bad, and anybody that can help. And I'm like, oh wow, man, like it, dude. You know what? My own friends, what few family members I have that I even speak to, none of them did anything for me during that time. My wife was the only one that was really there for me. And other than moral support, there was really nothing that she could do to help the situation at all. And all of a sudden, a bunch of people from the YouTube community that I had never met rallied together and raised this money. And they actually gave me a little bit more than what I needed. And they were like, you know what, use the rest to pay a bill, whatever, just to take some financial stress off of you so you can focus on what's going on and you won't have to worry about that. And I didn't even know what to say. Like,
Jets fans, baby.
Yeah, dude, I was speechless. I could not believe. Yeah, I could not believe that happened. To be helped through the very darkest of times by, essentially by strangers.
It shows a lot about people's character.
Yeah, just because of this community and this YouTube show, it me and Green Bean were talking about those kind of life altering events, and that was one of them. Meeting Curtis Martin, the conversation I had with him was like that, but this was like that too. For everybody to kind of pitch in and help me out during that time, it meant the world. And that is a cute cat.
Yeah, he's trying to steal some screen time. Say hi to Bashir. All right.
On the bed you go.
Yeah, at any rate, everyone will kind of see that I've got scrolling across the ticker, my Cash App and my Zelle. Ordinarily, I do not ever ask for donations or anything on the channel. I had once before, but I don't know. For some reason, it didn't feel right to me, and so I haven't done that for quite some time. I'm much more concerned with giving back to all of you guys than I am trying to get anything for myself. However, that being said, right now at this point in my life, everything that's going on kind of behind the scenes and me doing my best to keep up with all of it. Let's just say, like, I don't want to ask for anything, but anyone who decided to help, it would be appreciated. I'll just say it like that. Anybody who, would like to donate, the information, my Zelle and my Cash App is at the bottom. I could use it. Honestly, I could probably use the help right now. And anything helps, whether it's just a 10 or a 20 or an anything. But at any rate, I'd like to get back to what I can do for you guys. And everybody that called in tonight, I am going to be sending out some Rickie New York merchandise too. Thank you to everybody that called in tonight. You guys have all made tonight another great night. I am honored to be able to spend the holiday with you. I'm flattered that you guys decided to spend your holiday with me. You could all be out watching fireworks or doing something else, and instead you're at the computer or on your phone watching me talk about the New York Jets yet again. And Lou B, happy 4th, man. Good to see you. Lou B's the man. He's like the master promoter.
I cannot wait to meet him in Nashville.
If I ever had to put together a big event, I would want him to help promote it.
One of the nicest humans you'll ever meet. Shout out Lou B.
Yeah, awesome.
Shout out chat. Thanks so much for hanging with us, man.
Yes, thank you to everybody for hanging out tonight, man. Like I was saying, you guys have made tonight another great night, another great show. I've had a great time talking to all of you, and tonight was episode number 100 of the live stream, and it's wild. I can't believe we've done 100 of these already. I mean, and it's probably more than that because I have other videos that aren't live ones that I did early on. Like now I only go live. I don't really do a lot of standalone videos like that anymore. But yeah, I can't believe it's been 100 episodes, and it's been awesome. And honestly, it seems like they just keep getting better and better. And it's crazy because now it's like the slow time of the year when there isn't even really practices going on. And suddenly there's more callers than ever. And dude, yeah, it just keeps getting better and better. Yeah, sorry, I was reading the comments.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, dude, like, and you're welcome, Crispy. I'm glad I can provide this platform. Like I said, this show is about you guys, man. This show is about the Jets fans. I talk about the Jets, but it's about the Jets fans. No two ways about it. And it's here so that I can connect with you guys and hear what your opinions are, hear what you're thinking about this team, where we're headed. But it's also here so you guys can connect with each other. And like I said, I've made a lot of friends here. Hopefully a lot of you have made friends with each other here. But yeah, man, it's cool. And it's cool, like, you know, when I come on these shows, whether it's my show or Nick Shine's show, or, you know, maybe it's not a Jets show. Maybe, you know, it's a hangout show and it's Addison or Reed or Bobby or somebody doing a show like that. And we're like all hanging out and chilling. And I hear people saying like, oh yeah, he texted me about that last night. And I hear them, and dude, they're like talking and texting and calling each other in real life and making real life plans together. It's not just here on the computer. And this community extends far beyond just the computer. This community, there's real life friendships, real life connections, and you know, real life interactions going on between all of us. We're making friendships and forming bonds that, you know, may last us the rest of our lives. And dude, it's awesome, man. I'm glad to be here with all of you.
You're awesome, Rickie. Jets fans are special, man.
Yeah, one you know, one last time again, make the most of your opportunities when you have them. You don't always get a second chance. You got to make it count when you do. And again, be good to the ones you love. Make every day the best you possibly can for them, because we never know how long we have. So take care of one another. Be good to one another. Be positive, dude. The winning football's back. The fucking Jets are back.
We're back, baby.
This year is going to be good. We're all going to have something to look forward to. And this season, when the Jets are winning games, And right here, right now, my wish for all of you is that each and every one of you can be happy. I hope each and every one of you can find something to bring happiness to your life. And
You too, brother, man.
with that, I am going to sign off. Derek, thank you so much for joining me. Always good to see you, brother, man.
You too, brother.
You know, make sure you give me that mailing address so I can get you something out. And
Will do.
everyone else, thanks again for joining me. It's been awesome. Thank you for spending your holiday with me. I'll say it one last time. You guys mean the world to me. When nothing else seems to be going right, you guys are the one thing that can make me feel good. And I love this community. You guys all have a terrific weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And pretty much until next time, like always, go Jets.
Thank you, good night. We love you all.